I've patched for well over 1,000 hours over the last 3 years of Modular, and I've learnt 3 unexpected lessons. You can apply these straight away without having to put in the friggin' work I had to help you patch better music, learn quicker, and even save a lot of your friggin' hard-earned money on a friggin' expensive format. So imagine that control voltage, or CV to its pals, that runs through your Modular as a bold and adventurous drunken explorer. And it's constantly seeking new paths and uncharted territories. And just like the drunken explorer who might stumble upon hidden treasures or encounter an unforeseen tickling, the CV can lead your modular synth on an exciting journey filled with surprises. Its power lies in its ability to connect and modulate different modules within the synth, and it's like a network of highways, except it isn't always blocked with traffic because they're just digging the fuck up again. It enables signals to flow between the modules, and it can be shaped in any way you desire. How magical does that sound? And it can alter parameters such as pitch, filter, modulation, depth. And this network allows for sort of an infinite variety of sonic possibilities, and it gives you a really vast range of musical expression. And this is different to, say, MIDI that you'll be familiar with, because MIDI's more like Tron. It's like really square in its harsher shapes, whereas CV's like adding warm milk to your Weetabix. Make of that what you friggin' will. However, much like the mischievous drunk explorer or your soggy Weetabix, which is different soggy biscuit by the way, the CV can sometimes have a bit of a mind of its own, and it can sort of stumble every which way, and it can introduce subtle or really drastic changes to the sonic landscape you're creating. And it takes your music down on an unexplored path, where there could be a spider or there could be a bit of dog poo. We just don't know. But this unpredictable nature is a good thing. It adds an element of surprise and experimentation to your compositions, leading to unexpected and really unique outcomes. In a nutshell, you could say that CV is a little bit like my sex life, because it's full of energy but wildly unpredictable. In the end, I think the beauty of CV lies in its ability to unlock this realm of sonic exploration, and it allows you to sculpt and shape sounds in a way that no other technology can. And its unpredictable nature adds an element of excitement and serendipity to your music making, and the whole process feels more organic and better, making the modular synth, in my opinion, a truly, truly extraordinary experience to make music with. Which leads me on to my mate Picasso and his influence on my modular journey. Bear friggin' with me. Picasso made around 60,000 pieces of artwork in his life. 60 friggin' thousand. Think about that. I mean, I don't know the exact maths, or math if you're American, but I think it equates to like 3 a day for 60 years or something absolutely mental like that. And he lived to about 91 or something, I believe, which is good going. It's totally irrelevant, but it's good going. But Picasso's prolific output enabled him to push boundaries of traditional artistic expression, and he was constantly innovating and experimenting with unique approaches. And he did this by constantly exploring new mediums. And similar to that, Modular grants musicians the freedom to combine various modules to create their own landscape and their own canvas to work from. Each module acts as an individual brushstroke, if you like, capable of producing a really diverse range of outcomes, like sounds and rhythms and textures. And that differs from something off the shelf where you're limited to the design choices of the creator who made it. I will just say though, Picasso's first word was the Spanish for pencil, which is absolutely mental because my first word was the English for attenuator. Can you believe it? By assembling and rearranging modules, you can explore further and break away from traditional music structures and the norms. And like Picasso's art, each composition becomes really unique to you, and a fusion of experimentation and then personal expression, and it helps you to arrive much quicker at an outcome, more than say with traditional methods. But further friggin' more, just as Picasso's copious artwork continues to inspire and influence artists today, I think that the modular synth's vast potential allows musicians to continually evolve and change the landscape of contemporary music as we know it. Therefore, much like Picasso's impressive body of work, modular synth empowers you to embark on a bit of an expansive artistic journey, especially live, and it leads to groundbreaking music that could resonate with an audience and leave them really captivated by its richness and its originality. And it provides you with sort of infinite and speedy resources and possibilities to make more and more music. And that's really important because Picasso didn't know the 20 pieces of the 60,000 that would make him what he is today, or which would still be blabbing on about after all these years. So you've got to just make your 60,000 pieces of music. And that leads me to talk about where to best invest, in my opinion. And I'm not a frigging financial advisor, but I spent a lot of money. I think you need to get the seeds that hold within them the potential for growth and transformation. The modules that may appear simple and unassuming, a bit like me, often possess the ability and the influence to shape the sound in a more profound way than the obvious synths. Just like how those friggin' seeds can blossom into magnificent trees, cheap CV modulators have the potential to really transform a boring patch to something special, in my opinion. And they do it by using voltage to alter another voltage's shape or its offset. It's a bit like how the white ball directs all the other balls on the pool table. On the other hand though, the other side of the coin, you've got the sexy bad boys of modular, the expensive Eurorack voices. And they'll have all the latest tech and bells and whistles, and they make all the noise. But they can be a bit like the fully grown tree, in that they may boast grandeur and complexity, but they can also be rigid and limiting in the capabilities on their own. And while they may offer a really good predetermined set of features and characteristics, they can often lack the versatility and the adaptability that cheap CV modulators provide them. I think with some clever patching and thoughtful modulation, including modulating those modulators, these modest modules can breathe life into your compositions. I'm starting to sound like Dr. Zeus. But they add layers and depth and character that might surpass the capabilities of the more expensive counterparts, in my opinion. I think that's what I'm trying to say in this poetic manner. So while those expensive Eurorack voices may dazzle with their intricate designs and elaborate features, you don't need loads of them, and you don't need every new one that comes out, that's for friggin' sure. Or you won't be able to see the forest for the trees, like I did there, just came up with that right on the spot there. When I first designed a case, prior to buying anything, I fell into the camp of millions of sound sources and no modulation, and I didn't get it at all. And a friend of mine looked at my proposed system and just said I was lacking in CV modulation. And all I wanted to do with him was sort of argue my case, and I said that I wanted to be really hands-on and alter parameters, but I honestly just didn't realise the potential of CV modulation. If I have two hands, which I do, two knobs, which I don't, I have one knob, but if the modular had 20 or 30 things I wanted to alter at once, I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. And I also might want to just modulate them super fast or really slow or in a really specific fashion that I just can't achieve by hand. And that's where CV modulation just comes in and does those things for you. Now, for you to really create and perform music that you're proud of, you need a quick and easy formula, I think, to get you going. And I'll be doing some live workshops in the coming months, including explaining that super simple formula that I just mentioned that works for any genre. So to make sure that you're there, sign up for the email below and grab a spot on that. And also, in the meantime, watch this video to see why YouTubers is broken for people like us. Have you clicked yet? I don't know. I'm not here anymore.